Hello, fellow watchers and enjoyers. It is I, Piggy, and I am joined by here from Watching Walford, bringing you yet another edition of the Watching Walford podcast. This is episode 135. Today's episode is going to cover the biggest storylines in takeaways from week 31 of 2025. All the episodes from the 28th of the 7th all the way to the 31st of the 7th, 2025. Now we have some lovely topics, and then I'll introduce you to my co-host, or the main host. I'm just the host for this one. We have the introduction. We have George and Nicola, Patrick's addiction, Oscar Branning versus Fat Mike, Alfie Moon returns, Suki and Eve, awards, the after show, and the outro. Now, without further ado, time to introduce my co-host. Say hello, Ash.
Hello. It's going to be a bit of a weird podcast this time because I absolutely wrecked my ankle, which not the finest way to start a day. Going down the stairs, got to the bottom one, managed to just roll it the entire way. So it's just about double the size, and I've been quite fortunate to never really get injured. So obviously I'm not used to the shock. The sudden the shock sets in. I'm sat there. I feel like I'm gonna spew, like sweating profusely, and like I've broken me fucking ankle. I've broken my ankle. Not broken the ankle. Should be fine. Even if I did break my ankle, as long as there's no bone showing. Maybe we'll see. Well, I'll take the risk. I'll take the risk. But yeah, not been the most fun day. I'll say that much.
Yeah, I have to mute myself because the fucking lawnmower's going around, and yeah, so I'll just continue there.
Yeah, so fingers crossed this edition isn't as grumpy, but it might be, that'll be honest. I am painkillered out of my brain, so this is just how it works today, unfortunately.
Yeah, so there might be points where I have to mute because there's a lawnmower man going around. Because I live in a block of flats. So yeah, and that's why I pig the microphone in about 2 minutes. Unless I can fix that in the settings, I don't know. But yeah, continuing. On. I will start now. Unless we do want to pause it and basically fix it. So yeah. Where will we start? George and Nicola. Alright, what's the timestamp? 3:21. So George is getting his hole. He's you go king. As Ash said to me
Some way to put it.
Well, that's what you said to me last night, so I'll just repeat that.
Exactly.
And with him getting his hole, so how does he get it? Well, Harry has to sell a bit more of the old ganja, the old magic powder, the old sniff dust, the old, I can't think of any more, the old tutti fruity, the old tutti fruity, Fanta I have here. And, well, so he has to distract George. The Nicola goes, well, every man likes a pair of tits.
It's a very Nicola way to solve a problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because Nicola suddenly decides we need a bouncer. At Harry's barn, we need a bouncer to, make sure no gear gets sold in here. Wouldn't that be terrible if we did that despite having a dealer on the payroll? Wouldn't it be terrible if we had a dealer selling gear in the club? And George is kind of out of shape, right? He's not landlord of the Vic anymore. He doesn't really have any stake in the Vic. But the money's not coming, and he's basically just hanging around Kojo like a bad smell. Because Kojo obviously wants to do his own stuff, but George is still kind of protective older brother. So, but they're all living in the same flat. So Harry needs room in the flat so Oki can package up some gear, package it up, and proceed to sell it. So he basically says, "Hey, Nicola, I need George out the flat. Give him a job or something. Give him a job. Give him a job." And Nicola, who's never really been she likes to interpret instructions in very different ways, not like how most people would. And Nicola and George end up having an interview for this bouncer job. He thinks it's a bar job, and I don't know, bit of polishing going on, bit of polish in the bar, pouring some drinks, popping some corks. That's what goes on in that room, and they're not doing bar work. So they start laying pipe, as a head of security needs to do, is laying some pipe in the office, one-on-one session. And yeah, it's weird because, and she even asks him, which is the most interesting bit of this whole thing, is she even asks him, why the fuck were you with Elaine? Like, just asking nicely, why were you with Elaine? And he basically goes, yeah, well, Cindy fucked my life up, so I wanted something nice and simple. That's basically what he says. The cheeky bastard. My Queen Elaine, also on Elaine, just as a side note, because I get to parade that I was correct about something once again. As of the spoilers, let's just ring that bell for a couple seconds. So as for the spoilers, Elaine is looking to become the co-manager of the Albert with Cindy. So fucking hell, who's got a good eye for it? It's me. It's me. I'm back. Johnny prediction over here with another hot prediction. But yeah, hot and steamy is what George and Nicola were getting up to. I kind of like this. I like this little weird connection because it feels. I know that Harry and Nicola, not Harry. I know that Teddy and Nicola are kind of orbited, like they'll always be in each other's orbits due to the kids being in their lives. But it feels like at each point in time, now if they do get back together, that being Teddy and Nicola, it does just feel really reductive. So, and it just feels really toxic. So I highly doubt this will become something really, really juicy and fruity and tooty. But I am excited to see where it goes for now.
Yeah. So what happens next is basically Howie, Billy Big Bollocks over here, goes. Kathy's like, oh, you should become a bouncer, and then Howie's like, have you seen the size of me, love? I cannot do a bouncer job. And Kathy bigs him up.
I did children's birthday parties. What about me, says bouncer?
And then Kathy's like, come on, Howie, don't believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself. You can do it. So Howie like goes, yeah, I can do it. I'm the hero. I'm the hero. He puts on his lovely suit. He walks into that place, and hidden under the table is George, which is so funny. I want that to be the thumbnail, but I know it's not going to be the thumbnail, but I want it to be the thumbnail. He's hiding underneath the table, where Howie is just being interviewed by Nicola, and George is like tickling the desk and tickling her. And Howie's like, is everything okay? And yeah.
Probably doing a bit more than tickling her.
I gotta keep it PG. And then, yeah, so he's all tickling the old, bollocks, the female bollocks. And then Howie leaves, and then she starts laughing, which Howie thinks it's because of her, it's because of like his interview, even though it's not.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Howie. Like, come on, he'd be a great bouncer. He got dance moves.
He can't be the main bouncer. He can be the second bouncer, but you have to have an intimidating looking guy.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
What'd you say?
Bouncer's law.
But Ash, think, right? If he's the main bouncer, right, you get the second bouncer to be the hardest bouncer. So it's like, oh, you are going to batter me, mate? And then it's like, well, I'm not. And then you get a 6'7" giant,
Yeah, that's the whole point. That's why he can't be the head of security, because he's not the one.
But he could be. Imagine he.
But in that case, he'd have to hire. There'd be someone else who would have to do it for him.
But imagine, I know what happened. But could you imagine an EastEnders law, right?
But Howie doesn't even fight for the post in the morning. If someone just goes to grab it, he just lets it go.
But like, just imagine we don't know the truth behind Howie, and he becomes the bouncer, and then you just see him fuck people like he starts doing arm drags and shit, just knocking people out with one punch. I'd love to see that story in EastEnders, where he's just the hardest bouncer ever.
Yeah, but, the bouncers don't even work like that. And well, they're not supposed to anymore. They're not even supposed to work like that anymore. They're supposed to de-escalate the situation, do that, and make sure that everything's seen on camera. And only then, only at the end, if they've fully just done something bad, you just twat them one. But fundamentally, you can't
Although,
just get away with chinning people.
although I will tell my favorite bouncer video I've seen. It was basically this guy was off his tits, right, drunk, and he wanted to be picked up and carried around. The bouncer just picks him up and brings him around, like spins him around, puts him on his back, and runs away. And it was so funny. I don't think it was AI. I hope it wasn't AI.
Who knows these days?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Side note, just on AI, have you ever seen the kangaroo AI video trying to get onto the airplane?
No.
There is one where a woman is fighting at security desk, like arguing with her, and then it cuts to a little kangaroo, like just a little passport. It's clearly AI, but people were so confused because it looked a bit realistic until you get the detectives out that were like zooming in on the images. Like she only has 4 fingers here, and it cuts to 3, and then it cuts back to 4, and then her ring finger is moved. Ooh.
The only fun kangaroo video I remember is the one. First, it's the one that is slightly less fun, where the kangaroo has the dog, and then the owner just comes and whacks it one. Like, obviously, it's not like, yeah, sure, it's kind of funny because he squares up to it, but like that, if those claws dug in, that dog's fucked. But the other one is when the 2 kangaroos are fighting and the one pushed him through the fence, and then he almost just looks at the camera like, oh shit. How'd that happen then?
I love kangaroos. Like the kangaroos are honestly
Fuck them, they're pricks.
I know they're pricks, but like I'd love to meet.
I bet you like dolphins as well.
There's nothing wrong with dolphins. Dolphins are
Yeah,
cool.
fucking is everything.
Well, what's wrong with dolphins? Oh, they're lovely little creatures.
They're cruel little fuckers.
How are they cruel?
I can't tell you on air.
You can tell me on air.
I cannot.
Is it because they are non-consensually partners or some shit?
Yeah.
Well. But kangaroos.
Which it turns out the more intelligent the animal, the more of a piece of shit they are.
I mean,
as humans, the most intelligent animals.
But like on like a kangaroo, like I just side note, there's a video where it's obviously in Australia where this guy's like feeding all the little joeys, like the little kangaroos, and this big kangaroo's trying to steal the food. So he's gone, "Oi, fucker, stay back!" And he just keeps pushing the kangaroo away. Like the kangaroo's like leaning back, about to like punch him. He's like, "Now, you fucker, stay away! You fucker, stay away!" Great. For the next podcast, we're gonna hire a kangaroo. We're gonna bring him in. The next in-person podcast. Are you ready, Ash?
I'm good.
All right, fair enough.
I'm washing my hair that day.
All right, I guess.
Do you have any thoughts on George and Nicola?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to like where it goes. Sadly, I only see Nicola really using him for Harry to sell gear. But
yeah, but she always mixes business with pleasure. That's who she is. That's what gets the people going.
So I know, but you think he'd be great, wouldn't you, in the bedroom? Like George, he is a former
You'd hope
boxer.
so.
Like it's like how you hope a Navy SEAL is.
Imagine how counterintuitive it would be if George had some sort of kink where he wanted to be slapped in the act. It's like, George, you got CTE. You can't take another hit to the head. Slap me. It's George, come on.
Stick a plunger on his head.
I know counterintuitive that'd be.
It's like how I imagine. I think it's the Navy SEALs. It's like how I imagine they'd have to be great in the bedroom. Like they explore caves all the time, so you'd hope they're fucking great in the bedroom. Like, you know what I mean?
But there aren't any drill sergeants in the Navy.
Is there not? Oh damn! I think it's the Navy SEALs.
I don't fucking know.
I think I'm thinking of the Navy SEALs. I'm not too sure. I think I am.
I've never heard of them caving.
Which one's the cave then? I don't
fucking know.
I don't know either. All right. Well,
like, protecting our waters, protecting the fucking land, going through caves. I'm not sure, mate. I don't know.
Look, with the Online Safety Act, I found it hard to go on subreddits. Okay.
Some say my Reddit usage has gone down 100%.
We'll get to that in the aftermath. The aftershow. All right.
I can hope not.
Well, we're gonna open your browser history, mate. We're gonna open it and explore it. Okay.
Well, I have to bring out my other favorite member of the military, private browsing.
Incognito tab. 16, 10. How about 10?
Oh yeah, and the other bit we didn't talk about this though is first Patrick and Howie. They're both feeling a little bit inadequate because they're not making enough money. So Howie's hours have been slashed by the Royal Mail, and Patrick is obviously unemployed. So, and he's trying to pay for a wedding that Yolande, she doesn't want like a really big one, but she does. Like, she can still dream. So Patrick and Howie and also like Howie kind of spots Kim talking to Denise like, oh, when I was with Vincent, I do miss the fancy dinners and the fucking romance. And Howie's just kind of there, clearly not getting the bouncer's job. Like, what the fuck do you want me to do? Like, I do have a full-time job. Like, it's just not enough. Then he also can't pay for Denzel's festival tickets.
All right. So now,
so they opt to make a plan where Howie will place bets for Patrick, and he'll also add his own in there. I still think horse racing's a mental way to bet on stuff. I get that it's the ridiculous odds, but still wild. Like, would you not? I guess in their brains and in Patrick's brain, he knows horse racing, like, intuitively. So it's that idea that it's the thing he knows best. But to like a not observer, it seems absolutely mental to someone just goes, yeah, this horse is fucking sick. This one will win. Like, it's just wild.
You've pretty much like done the second topic that I was going to do. So.
Oh, I thought it was all in one. I'm all inclusive.
Fair enough. I'll just get rid of it.
Hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
Well, I guess now we can move on to our.
You could still talk about it if you want.
No. You pretty much summed it up. I've nothing to talk about, mate. It's all good. It's all good. I guess the next topic, can we call him Fat Mike, or is YouTube gonna get mad at us? Because next topic is about fat lip Mike. Who's not pretty fat. Let's be honest. But anyways,
Fat Mike on his Ozempic.
That joke will always get me. I don't know why. The Ozempic jokes always get me.
It's just easy. It's easy. It's relevant.
It's relevant, yeah. I'd go on Ozempic, but won't describe it to me.
Isn't it like a rich person thing, kind of?
It would depend, I guess. I
mean, you probably could get prescribed it, but
you probably can, but
I feel like it feels like a really weird thing to go to the doctors for. Give me the weight loss drug, please.
I'll get to the topic in a second, but to me, I feel like it's taboo in like Ireland and England, because I feel like it'd be classified like drugs. Because people are like, oh, you want to take that weight loss drug? Go to Weight Watchers. You're fat.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah,
obviously you would get the abuse, but also if it helps, it helps. Fuck them.
Well, I know, but I kind of feel like if you're looking at it in a standpoint, the government would look at you and be like, this fat fucker wants.
I don't think the government gives a shit, but I do get the idea. Like, if you say, oh, I'm on Ozempic, it's like, we're a dickhead. Just go to the fucking gym. But yeah.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't take Ozempic. I'd try, but yeah, being on antidepressants, it's already hard enough. Fucking hate antidepressants sometimes. You want to have a tummy tug and think you can. Yeah. Where was I? Oh yeah, fucking new topic. Fuck, I got distracted. Thinking about the simpler time.
I want to say, whilst you're writing the timestamp, the thing with Ozempic is the thing you see is I think it also coincides with a bunch of people also just if you lose a bunch of weight, obviously, and you go to the gym a lot, your testosterone's going to be a lot higher. But you do see a lot of people who go on Ozempic that also lose all their fucking hair. It's like, you know what? It's all I got. It's all. I mean, I wouldn't have. I don't think I need to personally. I could just go to the gym again, be fine. But I like having hair. I don't want it to go. I got big ears and no facial hair capacity. I need this
I mean, yeah,
more
true.
than I need to be skinny. So
I mean, yeah, all right. Now it's time for Fat Mike. So Oscar is still being threatened by Fat Mike, or Skinny Mike as he's now called, because PC gone mad. And he's still being threatened. So what happens is he pulls a knife out on Peter, because Fat Mike beats him up in an alleyway earlier in the day, which gives Oscar PTSD. And then he hears someone coming in the door, so he runs out of the bedroom. Now goes to stab Peter, and then realizes, oh shit, that's Peter Beale. And he doesn't. So Peter's like, get the fuck out of my house. And Ian's like, yeah, you're not really good, mate. You're shit. Get out. And then he's like, yeah, but you didn't throw Bobby out when he killed Lucy. And then my favorite bit is when they're finding the market stall, and Peter's like, you it's not as bad as Bobby, and he's like, but Bobby did bash Lucy's head open with like a music box, so you can't really compare crimes there, mate. Can't really, compare the two.
I mean, how do you have stuck him with it? It would have been worse.
Not
You know what
really.
I mean? I mean, he would still have died.
Depends.
But yeah, it's a weird thing because it kind of continues, and we get to see like a slightly more vulnerable side of Oscar, but old Mike keeps sticking around. Jack spots him, and then he's like, "Yeah, well, I still want my money though, prick." And then Oscar gets a job at the Chippy, because the Chippy's for some reason always a great starter business for anybody who has decent charisma and decent screen presence to just do funny stuff, a la Freddie Slater before everybody liked him, or when everybody liked him rather.
I do want to say very quickly though.
But then he did that bloody Strictly. He did.
Do want to say though, my favorite assassination attempt is, I think it's
Excuse me.
is
Sorry. What the fuck?
It's Theodore Roosevelt, right? Where he was shot. I believe it's Theodore Roosevelt. He was shot, right? And like it was an assassination attempt, but he survived because he had like a 20-page document in his in his jacket,
Pocket.
which stopped the bullet going through. And he went on. My favorite thing is he went on stage when they couldn't shoot me, the bollocks, and just went on about his speech and did nothing.
I'm just still not over that fucking segue. I don't
What?
even know if that's going to be fine to put on YouTube.
I'd be fine.
My favorite attempt on someone's life. Fucking Christ.
Be fine. Doesn't need to be edited. It'd be fine. But yeah. Continuing on. Yeah. So they finally let him stay. He robs Billy out of $1,000, $1K. I think he gives it back. Where he's like, Dr. Martin.
No.
What?
No, he doesn't.
Or doesn't he? Doesn't. Where he's like, Dr. Martin created these shoes. These were the last ones he made before he died. R.I.P. King. And then Billy's like, oh, okay. And then Billy Googles it and it's like, mate, you robbed me. He created headphones. And I went, well, there's no receipt, bitch. See ya. And I went, yeah, that's a Branning, alright. That is a Branning.
Did you call him Dr. Martin?
Yeah, Dr. Martin.
Was it not Dr. Dre's? Was he not selling them like they were Beats headphones?
Oh, yeah, fuck, sorry. I was thinking of
Doc
that.
Martens are the actual shoes.
Ah, shit, I've ruined the entire bit. It doesn't matter. Yeah,
I was like, who the fuck is Dr. Martin?
Martin Fowler, Dr. Martin, the last shoes he made before he died. Yeah, Dr. Dre, yeah. Is Dr. Dre still alive? Yes, to be right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's locked in my mother's basement out here.
Away. Speaking of rappers, Piggy Small, pretty good rapper. Okay, just let that fall in its arse.
Don't know what you want me to do with that one.
You could have done the lyric.
I like the Thomas the Tank Engine remix.
Could have done the one where it was all a dream. I used to read magazines.
I'm not that well versed in Biggie.
To be fair, my knowledge of Biggie Smalls only comes from the South Park episode where they keep where you know that like where you say Bloody Mary 3 times in the mirror, and then like Mary appears. They do that, but it's like you have to say Biggie Smalls 3 times and then he appears. But yeah, continuing on, I guess, because nothing really happens after this. He works in the chippy. He works his way up. Penny still can't get into the chippy because Ian Beale does not have a wheelchair ramp for her, so that's great.
Is that real?
What?
I mean, she was in the chippy.
Yeah, did you not see she couldn't get in because there was no wheelchair ramp? She had to like hoof her way up, like.
No, I don't know.
She had to grab like the Spider-Man scene where he has to web to the walls and to stop the train.
It's like me trying to get up the stairs right now.
But she basically had to like hoof over the door, like, up like that because no wheelchair. So yeah.
Sort that out, Ian. Fucking Brian.
Well. To be fair, he is a gammon. He doesn't believe in disability. So, yeah.
Believes in disability to suck these nuts. Fuck you, Brian. Sort it out. Wheelchair access is no joke. I'll blame all questionable jokes on the pain meds, don't mind me. It's not even that big, it's paracetamol. I'm lying to you.
He's not even on pain meds, he's on Calpol.
That's the real shit right there.
Yeah. If you ever see us injecting drugs, just know it's Calpol. Continuing on. Alfie Moon returns. Well, this is either gonna go well or go shit. I'll just put it at 28 minutes. Yeah, so
like Alfie's return.
So Alfie returns. He's left a drunken voicemail to Kat last week, basically saying, Kat, I'm trying to find your daughter, Kat. I'm fucking sorry. I'm so sorry, love. And then he comes back. What is their names? Bert and Ernie are fucking around in the pub. She plays the voice note. And then Bert or Ernie stick a dart in Jean's arm, and then it's like, oh.
I mean, they do throw it.
Yeah, I know they throw it, but still.
Yeah, but I don't know. So I felt like sticking it wasn't doing the whole stuff. I once threw a dart and it went into my sister's foot once.
All right.
That was a fun time. And obviously, I was a kid, didn't know what I was doing. Don't even know why they gave me a dart. We just went straight down into the foot. Had a little hole. Yeah, so that happened.
Yeah.
Some say we've never played darts ever again.
Yeah, I can't play darts. It's too hard on my dyslexicism because I get confused when throwing them. Speaking of darts, did you know they're like a bunch of people got thrown out because of a trans dart player? I'm just saying. I'm just.
This is a kettle of fish. I'm not ready to tackle. I'm
just gonna say this, right? No, this might be controversial, but surely in the world of darts, trans does not matter. Like, they're not doing physical fucking combat. They're throwing darts at a board. I'm just saying. Maybe it doesn't really matter in darts, you know? I'm just saying. The gender does not matter. You're still gonna lose if you're shit at darts. Let's be honest. And that's where I'm gonna leave it. Just, you know. It's like swimming. You don't have an advantage if you're a man or a woman. You still swim as fast as you can. So. Unless you're like that.
Not a good example.
What'd you say?
I said swimming's probably not a good example.
Why is swimming not a good example, huh?
Well, it's just a physical sport is the whole point, right?
Yeah, but like in comparison, it's not really, you know, it's
I mean, I'm sure there's more research to be done, but it's just take the top flight of the men's versus women's and see what the disparity is,
fair
and
enough.
then you can judge if there is actually a difference in between.
But yeah, like I was,
That's my measured take on it, right? Like, it's there are physical differences. Not being a gammon about it. I'm not trying to be a dick about it,
but surely in darts it doesn't
but
matter.
I I mean, you'd hope not, but who the fuck knows? So basically, somebody needs to be figuring it out at the end of the day. It's not it's not as simple as just throw darts as hard. Who the fuck knows? I don't
Uh,
know enough.
yeah, I also couldn't play pool. All I could do was throw balls into the hole. That's all I could do. Yeah, my dad would professionally like
Hey,
do.
you're fun at parties.
Um, so yeah, all like my dad would do like actual pool, and I'll just come along and just shove the balls in the hole. I couldn't do darts either. It's very
Good
hard
practice.
for a dyspraxia person because you have to
Yeah.
aim it and throw it. But I would always like do that and fucking miss. I'd go limp at the wrist, you know. So, just yeah, putting out there. Anything you want to add?
Fair enough. No,
Anything? Any darts comments you want to add? Any darts? I
not
should.
really. I just just don't upset anyone.
I will say what I love. There's two things I love about darts. It's the shirts people wear and what people do to their hair. I love that. I love that because like some of them get like snakes on their head, but not actual snakes. It's
Yeah,
just,
because most of them are just bald.
yeah, well, yeah, true. And like you go to darts, right, and it's like this is Michael Van Gorwin, and it's like it's like titanium is playing like fucking Mr. Brightside. And in their head, they're the coolest shit ever, but like they're walking on front of a crowd playing darts. I love it. I'd prefer to be a dart player than a golfer. Let's be honest.
I mean, darts is cool. It's a cool thing.
Yeah, but
I was having a conversation with one of my brothers the other day where I was like, I don't really get darts. It's boring, isn't it? And then he kind of like boiled it down to like a really like dumb logic where it's like, if you break down all sports to say, I think he was talking about tennis. He was like, "Oh, tennis, they just hit it back." It's like, well, yeah, but there is skill that goes into it. You know what I mean? Like, if you break down any sport into such like logistical terms, it's not fun. Like, you go, "What's football?" Football, you try to kick the ball in the other's net. Oh, that must be easy. No, it's fucking not, is it? Yeah, like, it's a really hard thing to do. But yeah, sports are fun.
I mean, yeah, yeah. But in all honesty, I'd prefer darts over golf because at least with darts you get the crowd, like you get the bumping crowd. Like golf, you
Yeah,
just
you get the golf clap.
yeah. But I want to hear Titanium play as a guy makes his entrance, like a crowd of 5,000 people, like, and they're all drunk off their tits singing Titanium. Like, oh, what's not to love?
It was more fun when snooker and darts were sports where they were just played when all the players were like 10 pints deep. Probably not good. Probably didn't help with alcoholism, but
Look. It makes it more fun. It makes the sport more fun.
Well, it's because some of these fuckers were like 10 times better when they're 10 pints deep. It's mental.
Just side note, right? This is going into TV shows. I fucking
It's
love
like Luke Littler. That homie's been drinking pints since he's like 3. Of course he has. Look at him. It's
He's only 17, isn't he?
Yeah, he's 17, but he looks 37 with 4 kids and a wife.
He's also probably nearly a millionaire because he won 2 tournaments.
Yeah, he's fucking living. He's living the dream.
That guy doesn't need to work a day in his life. He can
No,
probably buy a
young
house.
prodigy.
Can probably buy a house out in like the middle of nowhere.
Well, I say that, fingers crossed, he's an actual athlete and knows what to do with his money.
Well,
You
he
know what I
is
mean?
17.
Just like George Knight, the money does run out.
Well, you know, cocaine and hookers is all the price nowadays for kids these days. But just as I was gonna say, what was I gonna say? I mean, oh yeah, Bullseye. My favorite thing is Bullseye. Like when that was a game show, that was great years ago. Bullseye, but like you clearly
I
have.
suppose I'll also go back to just to say about the thing with the It's just because I've thought more about the fucking trans and like darts or whatever. It's the weird thing because the subsection of people like sports. They both love women, but they love to look and appreciate women for like being, like sexy or whatever. Like, but even if you have like someone who's a really big sports fan, let's say a football fan, they will still be like, if there's an OnlyFans model who's like maybe they're acting to be a sports fan. It's like, oh, it's just fucking fake fan, don't fucking know anything anyways. So like, it's always with a pinch of salt. There's always a weird discrepancy between a lot of sports fans and just attitudes towards women. It's just a problem. So no wonder the trans darts players getting fucking aggro. Like, it's not really probably not the most safe space. It's not even a thing. I was like thinking about. I was having a conversation with one of my best mates, and obviously she's a woman, and we were talking about how weird, like how standards towards like men being like ridiculous football fans and like women being ridiculous football fans. Like if a couple of guys do it, it's like, oh, they're just cheering, they're just having a couple of pints. Look at them, lads, lads, lads. But if the same was like a group of women and they were doing it, probably would just be told to sit down and shut the fuck up. So I don't know, just a lot of problems with attitudes towards men and women or trans people in sports. It's like, even though the fucking the woman, the England team won the Euros, the women's Euros, and they're all just like, yeah, well, not getting a bank holiday though, are we? Like, the standards have to be so much higher for it to actually be recognised. Is my point, I guess.
I mean, also, like the reason why they didn't get bank holidays is because Keir Starmer was a pussy and he didn't stand up to the big orange man when he went, "Your mayor is shit," and he went, "Yo, I think he's a nice guy," and then just went like that. Yeah, fuck him. Yeah, there's my little rant. I should get back to the topic. Wouldn't that be great? Yeah, it would be great. I'm just gonna make a timestamp very quickly. I'm just gonna put 00 37 35. There we go. I'll just put returns. She gets her dart in her arm. Does old Jean. Some throw Bert and Ernie have. Some throw. Yeah, she misses the voicemail. Then Alfie shows up, but he shows up at his flat because no one told him they moved. And excuse me. God, the lawnmower man's gone around again. So no one told him that they moved. So he just walks in on a line who's half naked, and she's like, "Get the fuck out, please, get out."
I think she says she's half naked, but she's just wearing what she usually does.
Well, we've only seen the top half, so we haven't seen the bottom half. So, yeah, because pre-watershed and all that. So,
look, Elaine's a proud woman.
yeah, I mean,
Alfie would be so lucky to see a goddess.
I mean, yeah, you drop to your knees if you walked in on that.
I would apologise profusely.
Profusely.
I would do the old Jon Snow. Sorry, my queen.
Hold on, I need to mute again. You continue there from me.
I mean, yeah. So Alfie goes back to the Vic, realizes that Kat, realizes he's now got the pub. He tries to hide the fact that he left a drunken voicemail and make sure that she doesn't use it. And she kind of goes, "Way, he's back, way," and then just pisses a bunch of champagne over his head, giving him a bubbly. And yeah, he once again apologizes. I don't remember how. I think the Haley thing gets mentioned. Stacey has to kind of try help him. He still lies, and then once again, Alfie and Kat say, "No more lies." How many times have you heard that one? Yeah. So it's, I don't know. It's just standard. Kat and Alfie, we released a video saying it's time for him to go. I still agree. He then does a little speech about how it's nice to be back. It's nice that Kat's like kind of given him the best gift he could, and he's now happy to be at the Vic. They then have a little, because it was Martin's birthday, so they have a little celebration for Martin, and I don't remember if anything else happens.
That's great. I muted in OBS, but I'm not on Discord. So that might have been picked up through Ash's actual thing.
I don't hear any on my end, but
yeah, but it keeps being picked up by OBS, so I don't know. They do go to fire Tracy because Freddie wants a job, and I'm like, fuck off, Freddie. Because Freddie's like, if Tracy's getting old, maybe swap her for the Minute Martin. And Alfie's like, okay, and then he goes up to Ravi's. I was like, and then Ravi.
it's a weird thing 'cause it's not a football transfer. You don't just go, bloody hell, he's not scoring as many goals as old Tracy these days. Go on to wild pastures. You're not even that old. And yeah, sure, she's not been in the Vic since '85, but she was on the show. They did do a nice little name pun where I think Kat said we'd be slaughtered if we got rid of her, and her name is Jane Slaughter, which is a fucking wild name as well. That being Tracy. But yeah, Tracy does not get fired. They don't do it. So fuck you, Freddie.
Yeah, I'll just let you know when I need to mute again, and so yeah, if Tracy doesn't get fired, she gets a pay rise and gets the day off. Fantastic. They could still probably hire Freddie, like, presumably, because big.
I mean, they're probably both paying rent. They're probably both paying rent on the flat and still having to pay the mortgage on the Albert, because they probably had to, not the Albert on the Vic, but some like loan or something. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't cheap. They did kind of spend everything they had on it, so it's kind of like you have the business, but you don't have the money to provide for it. So Vic, after all this time, yeah. So I don't even know. Does anything else actually happen? I don't know.
I don't think much else happens in this scenario. But yeah, so basically Tracy just gets a pay rise, and then like he has to find the phone for Kat, delete the voicemail. He tries to, and then Kat's like, I'll delete it myself. And then she goes to delete it, but someone robs the phone. So Alfie has to get her a new phone. So not only have to pay the rent in the flat, they also have to pay for the mortgage on the Vic, pay staff, which I assume the staff is Kat, Alfie, Jean, and Mo, and Tracy.
Yeah.
Even though Mo should be getting disability, not disability, pension, but she is 89 in universe.
Yeah, but you reckon Mo's doing a job that gives a pension?
I mean, she's
selling dodgy shit. She's hardly paying into a pension plan.
Like, can I just say,
they don't give you free money to put in a pension. It's all the money you worked for. Mo hasn't worked an honest day in her life.
Wait, do you not have that pension in like we do over here, where you just get the old people just get money?
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure.
Because we have one where the old people just get money. Like it's like universal credit, but they get it because they're old, and that's why they get the fuel allowance. And I claim mine because I'm disabled technically, mentally, if I can say that. But like, just a side note, Mo 89 in EastEnders universe never sat right with me. She looks fabulous for 89 in universe. It's gonna
She's aged quite well.
It's gonna be sad when she gets killed off. It's gonna be a sad day.
Honestly, yeah, especially considering we kind of reached a point where we thought that she was just gone for good.
Yeah. I'd honestly, if I'm doing it, and Ben Way's a big fan of the Slaters. I'm just saying, if he's a big fan of the Slaters, maybe do it, because he's a big fan of the Slaters, and he would probably know how to write it properly. Where
I think Mo gets the unfortunate fate where she'll just die at some point, and they just have to write around it. Unfortunately, I know it's a bit bleak, but I do like. Well, with some soap actors, you get it right. You had who was the paid? You had Zach Dingle, who was like in his 70s, and he just passed away, and they just had to write it in. Like that just happens. Just happens, unfortunately.
I mean, fair enough.
To a certain age.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't want to retire. Maybe you still want that money coming in.
Yeah, true. Although I still wish Charlie Slater was somehow still here a little bit, you know. I know he wouldn't be doing much, but like it would be nice to see him, you know. So yeah. All right, last topic, guys. We've nearly reached the penultimate panini. Yeah. So it's Suki and Eve. Suki gaslights, and I know that might upset people because I'm saying gaslights, but she does. She gaslights her 16-year-old granddaughter, and why does she do this? Well,
And a wife.
and her wife. It's a very hard topic to talk about because obviously we're not really fit for this. Because if you don't know, we're two men, or well, we're biologically men. I don't know our genders. And you know this is about abortion, and it should be obvious why it's a bit harder for us to like, say this is right or wrong. But I will try my best. Just putting out there though, if our opinions are wrong, I'm sorry. Because we're two men talking about abortion. Okay, so it's like going to me to build a house. I can't build a house to save my life. It's like going to me to build a triangle, to draw a triangle. I can't draw a triangle. Can't even draw a circle. So,
you make it sound like we're gonna have really, really atrocious, like horrific opinions.
Oh, we're not gonna have a horrific opinion.
Fuck you.
We're not gonna have a horrific.
It's not gonna be that bad. We will have opinions on what the EastEnders is happening, but it's not like we're gonna polarizingly say "fuck you" if you do this, "fuck you" if you do that.
Yeah. I should say, yeah. It's just one. What I'm gonna clarify
sound like
here.
We're just gonna say I don't know.
I'm just gonna say here, like I'm making it sound bad, but it's just because, like I said, we're two men who have to talk about this topic, so we might not be well versed in it, if that makes sense, if that's the more correct way. We're not gonna have any controversial opinions, well I hope not, but it might be controversial depending which side you lean or whatever.
It's a controversial topic.
Yes, thank you. So where do we begin? Well, we begin with Avani booking for an abortion. So apparently she's like, you sure you don't want me to go? And she's like, nah, it'll be okay. And then Suki kind of goes up to Barney like, yo, fucker, where is she? The Barney's like, leave me alone, but here she is. So she gets on the tube, she goes to the abortion clinic, and the only way I can describe this, it's like when a child is trying to convince the mom to get a dog, is the only way I can think of it. Because that's what she pretty much does. She's pretty much like, see, if you get an abortion, you're gonna regret it, and that's bad. You know, some people you gotta grow up and realize you can't have that kid. And
it's definitely a relentless onslaught about Suki trying to convince Avani that keeping the baby is the right decision. And she doesn't really listen to her granddaughter, which is probably the biggest problem here. Because I don't know, like think what you want about whatever way you align, but in this instance, in the fucking EastEnders, I'm not a big fan of like Suki isn't the one having a kid. Why is she inserting herself so heavily into the thing? Because it's not like a 16-year-old. Well, yeah, sure, a 16-year-old can make an informed decision. That is, she can, of course, she can make up her own fucking mind. Like, but being heavily influenced by someone whose opinion you clearly trust, an opinion who you clearly kind of enjoy and actually think highly of, with the amount Suki was trying to express what she thought was the right thing to do, is just, I don't know, it feels a bit kind of reckless, I guess, because she told her all of the reasons why this would be the biggest mistake she ever makes in her life. And then basically goes, yeah, but I'll leave you alone to think about that now. And then Avani kind of sees a couple of people coming out of like having it. And then she kind of goes, fuck, maybe I don't actually want to do this. Which also is well within her right. Well within her right to not want to do it. It's just the way that Suki handled it is quite. It just feels a bit wrong. She feels a bit wrong.
Also, I need to point out here, She's saying it's a baby, right? She's saying it's a baby right now. No, it's not. It's just a bunch of cells. Not a fucking child yet.
It is the controversial take. It's
That you know what I mean? It's not a child yet. Can I read and write? No, I can't. So is it a child? No, it's not. Can I eat and shit? No, I can't. So it's not a child. You know?
yeah, but you can't do anything either.
Well, I can type on a computer. Can that baby in the womb type on a computer? No, because it's not a fucking baby yet. It's a bunch of cells. So yeah, Suki, you're a bit wrong. Going, well, it's a fucking child. It's not a fucking child yet. Grow up, you old woman. It's not a child yet. Fucking annoy me with this shite.
But I'm, I don't know. I don't know. Like you can think all sorts of ways, right? You can have opinions all sorts of ways. It's up to the person who's in the situation to decide what they believe is right. I'm not going to masquerade and kind of degrade or belittle or kind of make any big major stances. You can probably assume what I think, but
See, my problem just lies more not in the abortion, but in the fact that euthanasia is not actually legal in countries, even though it should be. Because all these people who want like, fucking child should be born, abortion is wrong, don't want the fact when your elderly person is suffering, they don't want you to cut it off because God's will would prevent it. Fuck off. That's been my problem lies. I hate Catholics and Christians who use their religion to benefit them when it doesn't work. Yes, I don't care that the Bible says man should not sleep with a man. Who gives a shit? It was rewritten like in 1955. Who gives a shite? The Bible is controversial no matter what fucking way you view it. Just like this is wrong, manipulating a 16-year-old into keeping the baby when she does not want the baby, but you're convincing her to keep the baby so you can grow up with that fucking child and pretend that you have another child when it's not your child, it's a vanish. This makes no fucking sense. Why are you doing it? It makes no sense.
I mean, it makes sense as to why she's doing it.
Yeah, but you're literally taking.
Because obviously, but she's not kind of allowed. Basically, the take is she's acting like it's a selfless thing to do, and she's doing it because she doesn't want Navani to struggle. But she's doing it because she wants to raise a kid because she feels shit because she was a bad mum. And that's not really the right choice to try and convince someone either way.
I mean, yeah, that's
because it should be their decision.
That's my point. It's just I don't like the standard it's setting up. Where it's like, you have to keep the baby. No, I don't. Get rid of it. You regret it, you regret it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm gonna dance around it whilst I'm playing Illidan, my legs busted. If I was a bit more together, I'd probably have more of a kind of outward take about it. But as of this point, I'm just gonna dance around it.
All I'm gonna say, it's like getting a tattoo. It's having a baby at 16. If you have it, you might regret it. So I'm just saying it is like getting a tattoo.
It's also just the kind of idea of she's also just impressionable, right? Avani's had a really rough couple of months. She has had a lot of her kind of power taken away from her in a degrading way where she was strip searched. She had sex for the first time, which is supposed to be something like not sacred, but something nice and delicate and sweet and honest and genuine, but it wasn't. And now she's pregnant with that man's baby, well, that boy's baby, who is a prick and is a misogynist. And you've just had a pretty shit go of things. It probably is just a little bit irresponsible of Suki to then leave the weight of the world on her, depending on her to kind of help make your future. Just, it's all out of whack, it's all out of balance.
But yeah, if you don't know now, you know my stance on all these topics. I'm not well versed, but I will be a grumpy man about it. Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of it either. It's showing the worst aspects of Suki Panesar all in all, and it's made her pretty horrendous to kind of tolerate. So yeah, it's just not been great. I think many people have enjoyed it. A lot of people are kind of. I do find it funny how the stands are kind of explaining this away by being like, "Yeah, but she's always been like this," and it's like, yeah, like characters have certain qualities. Whether you view it as a flaw or not is another thing. But it doesn't necessarily mean that like I'm not going to defend Suki coaxing her 16-year-old granddaughter to keep a baby so she can raise one and feel like she's a good parent. Like, that's not really cool. Not a fan of that.
I mean, also,
And even then, so it gets worse is the problem because of how she deals with Eve and how Eve is feeling about it. It just gets worse.
I would say though, like, I'll get to Eve in a second, but I will say, like, if someone doesn't want a child, just don't make them have a child. The population is already too big. Stop making it bigger. Just please.
Just adopt a kid. If you want a baby, just adopt.
Yeah.
There are many
yeah.
kids with no parents.
Yeah, like you're telling me little Hugo down in the orphanage centre wouldn't be happy having two parents. Go on, adopt them. But this gets even worse, and I'm gonna quickly move on before I say anything else that might get me cancelled. But I don't care because my stance on abortion is that. Fuck, where was I? Yeah. So so basically earlier in the week, Avani's like, "Oh, Eve, would you ever have a baby?" And Eve's like, "Would I ever have a kid? Fuck off." Not one. No, we don't want one of them little shits running around the house. And then Eve, and then Suki's like, we can adopt. And Eve's like, I don't want to adopt. Please stop making me make this decision. I don't want to adopt a child. Stop it. I don't want to have a child.
Through what feels like underhanded tactics, Suki plants the seed in her brain of, hey, but don't you want to prove your parents wrong? Don't you want to have you'd be the fun mum, you'd be the fun parent, you'd be doing all the silly things. And basically plants a seed in Eve's head, which is, maybe she does want kids, but it is kind of hard to tell because it's basically, yeah, but here's why all the reasons it will be a really fun thing for us. And why don't you want it for us? And then when Eve, kind of starts to feel it, it is then, once again, because it's also underhanded in the way that Suki does it, where Suki has basically agreed. And also, the thing we didn't talk about, the fact that Suki's paying or will be paying for Avani to have this kid. She's paying to adopt this child, which, there's some probably moral things that are wrong there, first and foremost, because you're also dangling money in front of a teenager who has no concept of money whatsoever. But and then when Eve is finally like, you know what, maybe I do want to have a family with you. Maybe it's a good thing. Then Avani goes, oh, so you've told her then? And then Eve's like, what? And then she's like, yeah, that you're adopting my baby. So then Eve has to comprehend that now she's basically just agreed to adopt Avani's baby, not knowing she was pregnant. And then when Eve is rightfully like, yo, what the fuck? We said we would vaguely think about the options at some point in time. Suki starts going on the offensive, like, oh, you're just like Nish, you are. It's like, sorry. It's just, sorry. So because I'm opposing a plan that you have inserted me into and wanted me to fully go face first into, I'm now like your abusive husband. It's wild. It's a crazy thing. It's a crazy place to go. And obviously, Eve's pretty upset because the way she was thinking, hey, maybe we'll think about having a kid one day. Maybe that'll be something we do. We never talked about it till now. But now maybe we'll think about it. Maybe we'll adopt. Maybe it'll be a good idea. No. You're going to have a kid in about 4 months when Avani's baby's born. What? it's let me get my feet under the table first before you spring a whole other fucking thing on me. And yeah, it just kind of escalates. They have a big argument. Suki doesn't really apologize for saying she's like Nish. And then at the end, they finally have a talk about it. And Eve goes, you know what? Maybe I do want a baby. And maybe I do want to have this kid with like you and raise it. But yeah, it just leaves a really bad taste in your mouth. And I understand the idea because it's the kind of weird thing where you have like queer couples, you have gay couples, you have LGBTQIA plus couples, and you know can't necessarily conceive in the same way that hetero couples would.
Depends.
Like you can do surrogacy, you can adopt, you can do all sorts of shit.
But
But
it depends
it's not.
because trans men can be lesbians, but technically,
Yeah,
so technically they can technically have a kid if they have a trans woman. So,
yeah, fair. But regardless, it's kind of the just throwing that landmine in there, trying to make me look bad. Fucking prick. Spends 2 hours sleeping while I've broken my leg. It's not broken. No, but regardless, it's kind of a it's a just letting me step on landmines. I'm painkillered up.
I've got one broken ankle, might as well have another.
The whole point is though, it's kind of it can be a bit more of a process, and it's the thing that you want to have these characters be parents still, but because it's not necessarily happening in what people would view as the traditional way, you have to find different methods to try and get these couples to have a kid, or 2 or 3, because you want to have them have a family, and you have this big family with 2 mums or 2 dads or 2 they thems, whatever you want to do, whatever situation you're in. To find a way for these couples to have a baby and have a family, because obviously you don't want to deprive them of raising kids. So in a way, to have Suki and Eve have a baby, which is a cool thing to play with, because you have 2 older like women, 2 older lesbians now being ready to have a child. You had to find a way in order to have them now be able to be parents. And unfortunately, this is through Suki's coercion and trying to control and just trying to get her own way. When you shouldn't really coerce someone into having a kid if they don't really want a kid. You know what I mean? Like, Suki has basically gotten both Avani and Eve to suddenly decide that they want a kid, despite at the start of the week, neither of them wanting one. And now they basically just are living in this situation. And even the worst bit, though, the bit that kind of wound me up all in all about this, is at the end of Avani being like, oh, well, she basically turned Avani to be pro-life. Like, it's basically, in the end, she's like reading like a fucking pro-life pamphlet. Like, oh, yeah, well, it would be such a shame to deprive this life of a thing. And it's like, these aren't opinions you've held like for a long time. Yeah, sure, you can make up your mind, you can have your own opinion, that's fucking fine. But it's simply the fact that it's escalated so quickly that you can't really act like any of them have informed consent about this. None of them are going into this decision with their eyes wide open, which is the bit, because if you then add a kid to what is something that one person majorly wants and 2 people are kind of like, yeah, I guess this is the right thing to do, does that make it a toxic environment for the kid?
It does.
So,
because if you're like Brittany with Zach, where he didn't want Brittany, but Brittany did, and yeah. Or like
he didn't treat Brittany well, did he?
But I should say, right, and now this might be controversial, but maybe if a 16-year-old wants an abortion, let them have it. If they don't. Yeah. And maybe don't try and pro-life them at 16, because I describe it like when Louis Theroux, I think that's his name, went to America, went to the West Baptist Church, which, if you don't know, it's a very anti-queer like church. It's very much...
Yeah, the Westboro Baptist Church.
Yeah, and basically, why am I bringing this up? Well, he basically saw like kids aged 5 to like 6 were holding up like, "Where's burning in hell?" All this nonsense, that they spew. And obviously, a 5 to 6-year-old is holding up a sign. They have no fucking clue what they're holding up. Like they're just doing what their mother told them. So, like, what I'm trying to get across here is telling a 16-year-old, well, actually,
Kids are impressionable.
yeah. And then she's
Like,
not a
yeah,
kid.
sure, Avani is 16. She is 16, so she can make her own decisions. She could leave school, she could move out if she wanted to. She can make her own decisions. But it's just the fact that it's her nan, who has kind of been her stable rock throughout all of her troubles, is now kind of trying to get her to believe what she wants, when you should really just let her make her own mind up. Which I guess she did in a sense, but
But
it wasn't without a lot of kind of teasing and like, hey, prod, 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 prod. You sure? You sure you don't want to kill that kid? It's like, come on, you don't have to be like that.
I
But
should
yeah, it's just
I should also add, she can drive, she can drink if she wants, she can go, she can leave school. She can't access Spotify, YouTube, or porn because you need ID now to go online for all those things in England. So good luck with that, Avani. Can't access any of those things online. So yep, there you go. But yeah, I don't understand this narrative. I know what they're trying to go for because it's in a religion. I get that. If that's what your religion believes, fair enough. But
and I'll also say I respect them for. I appreciate them actually depicting this in some way. I don't have to necessarily enjoy it, but there are people there are people who believe this, and there are people who would feel isolated if you just didn't really do it. There's kind of been a bit of an swirl about people kind of being like, "What? Does EastEnders just hate abortion?" That Anna aborted a baby like a year ago. Like, it's not like they have both done it and not done it. So like, if you take I guess a social issue, to put it in like a kind of nothing term, you still depict stuff that maybe not everybody will agree or disagree with. So I kind of respect them for telling this sort of story. Don't necessarily enjoy it personally, but people from different backgrounds have different beliefs, and it's important to show that, because you don't want to kind of. I mean, it's the joke that people, and this is a weird tangent to kind of add a bit of levity to it. People have been calling Coronation Street Indoctrination Street. It's fucking wild. But
why?
it's the whole point to kind of depict that a lot of social issues and a lot of political like beliefs are being dictated, and if you're someone who complains about politics and everything, maybe you're not enjoying the said politics that are being put in. But yeah, it's important to show all beliefs from different walks of life.
It's again, I've no problem with what you believe. I personally think if you're pro-life for a bunch of cells, you're a fucking idiot. But that's just my opinion. I don't care. That's staying in. That is my opinion, and I'll gladly take backlash for it. But if you believe it, fair fucks. It's a double-edged sword that you can't appeal. Because if you appeal one part, the other part are going to complain, and if you appeal the other part's going to complain. So you can't really win. Like again, the only thing I can compare it to is South Park, which is very weird but very Piggy-like, where obviously South Park for years don't really have a side they lean on. They don't really lean on a side. They heavily like stay in the middle for most of it. So they would always like attack whoever's the president and all of that, all these American politics. But the minute that the knife was turned on these other Americans who like agree with all these South Park beliefs and everything, the minute the knife was turned on them and they made fun of their president, they went, yeah, bloody shit, isn't it? Hasn't been funny in 20 years. So it is kind of like that in a sense where if we don't like this, someone will like it and say, well, this is the correct way because abortion is wrong, blah, 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 blah. And then the other side will be like, no, abortion is right, blah, 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 blah. So it's a kind of double-edged sword where you have to sit in the middle and look at both sides. It's like a war.
It's also just a thing of tolerance, right? Where I probably have friends who probably may not have some savory beliefs. I guess it's a general choice. Do you cast them out and say, fuck you, I disagree with your political opinion? Or do you just kind of go, fair enough, we have different experiences, you've different live. Like, obviously, if the conversation comes up, you probably go, yeah, well, I don't fucking agree. But like, is it worth falling out with friends for?
I
I don't know. Maybe that's a dumb statement.
I nearly fell out with my friend Rose because he had a very controversial opinion, and that controversial opinion was he didn't like gingerbread. And I went, how could you? You know, that really annoyed me. I went, how could you not like gingerbread? Very,
Not great.
yeah, you know, it's not good. Look, but I love gingerbread. But like, it, you got to show both sides really. And even though I'm not happy with them showing both sides, I will have to watch it for the channel. And yeah, I'm on a lighter note. Just reach if you are struggling with these thoughts. Reach out to someone who can help you. Don't try and go for the mother who might be pro-life, or the dad who might be pro-life, or the granny or the granddad. Reach out to someone and try to get opinions from all sides of the argument, so you can try and get a proper understanding. Because if your parents are, for example, pro-life, try and go to someone who's not pro-life, and then have both sides, and then listen to both sides, and then dictate which I want to say which side you lean on, but dictate which side you much prefer. Is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, yeah, it's just, you can find whatever way you believe, you can probably find someone who will have that take. But yeah, it's just about pleading tolerance, really.
Yeah,
Like,
and
it's just an important piece. We're all people at the end of the day. Some of us may have controversial opinions, other of us may not.
yeah,
Just how it is.
yeah. I personally like the new Jaffa Cake McFlurry in McDonald's. It was banging. Don't know why I brought that up. I wanted to do something a bit lighter, I guess, which is not my weight. Shall we do the awards?
Nice.
Shall we do the awards?
Yeah, it's just kind of funny that this is the week that this sort of topic comes up, and it's like I'm not on my A game.
Yeah, and I'm pretty
I'm
much
not on my A game.
Do you know what
You're
I'm?
pretty sleepy even then, so it's like two idiots are trying to tackle like the fucking
Like,
the massive mound of snow whilst trying to not alienate or upset people about. Well, you're. I'm trying to tread a bit more carefully, but yeah.
I mean, my problem is I'm just a grumpy old man who doesn't like this. Who doesn't like this shit of pro life, and I personally stand by it.
And you're Irish. That kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah. Surprisingly, you're supposed to be pro life in Ireland.
A lot of Catholics and Protestants in Ireland. But yeah, it's just
I do want to say
it's a very polarizing topic. So I hope we've not both upset a lot of people or angered people. We're just trying to get on by whilst trying to not just ruin everything. So
I will say, if my opinions did upset you, I am sorry. Okay, I am sorry. I'm very grumpy when it comes to this topic or any of these social issues, because I have a very strong stance. But my father always says, Piggy, don't lean to both sides, which is very hard for me because I like having my strong opinion. And what was I going to say? Yeah, the awards. But I will firstly say,
I suppose also though, just a final bit though, probably is also quite hard with especially how things in America are going about this sort of issue as well. Like maybe we shouldn't be stripping the mother of the choice.
yeah, that is correct. But yeah, what you think of this week before I do the awards?
It's pretty agonizing, honestly. Like a lot of stuff I didn't mind. I kind of like the George and Nicola. I'll always enjoy Harry and Kojo's friendship. But the Cat and Alfie stuff, like I recognize that they're trying to depict that, hey, it basically is. I mean, you'll get it is the modern WWE approach where Zoe will return when it's so painstakingly annoying that we wait for so long. It's just like, just fucking return, please. It's all about kind of building and building and building, and in the end, Zoe will finally return, and Alfie still wouldn't have told her, and then boom, big drama and a lot of excitement. But it's that kind of annoying, like we're just gonna have to wait and wait and wait, and it's just gonna be about what, like, Cat didn't see Zoe because Cat fell down the stairs and Zoe walked past her. It's like, God, fuck's sake. It's just it's an annoying. It's a kind of annoying way to pad out the story, in my opinion. But I recognize why they are building and building and building, because you are going to make it a huge thing when it obviously happens. Didn't really enjoy the Suki, Eve, and Avani stuff. Not my favorite bit. Not even my favorite conversation either. Just teetering on the line. But yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't great. But also, I did just roll my ankle on this morning, so that was Thursday morning. So probably not the most enjoying anything at the minute because I can't walk properly. So
Limpy. That's what I'm gonna call him. Yeah. After I think of this week, I enjoyed this week. Um. Didn't really like the Avani, Eve, and Suki stuff. Or as Kathy will do it. Hold on, I'll do a correct Kathy impression. Zuki. Well, M says the S and the U in Zuki. So yeah, I enjoyed Alfie coming back and just being an idiot again, and like trying to
I
find,
didn't.
just him being an idiot. Obviously that ringtone always freaks me out because I'm scared. Just in my nightmares I hear Alfie's themes. No, that's Afro Circus. But yeah, I enjoyed George getting his hole. George's divorce is looking good. Like, gone from.
I mean, it was always going to be interesting to see what George was going to do after Elaine. And if this is what he's going to do now, like, I'm interested, because it kind of felt like George, he was put at the heart of the show immediately and had a lot of the stories. But what's he going to do now that the major story is over? Like, is he just going to leave? And it doesn't seem like he is. So I'll take it.
And
yeah, I suppose, and finally, I will just commend Ben Wadey for kind of tackling a very controversial, polarizing topic so early. Not a lot of writers would really want to do this so early on. So credit for tackling what is a very divisive issue. Probably, I was going to say probably tackling it better than we have, but that's also not hard.
especially when
So
you
yeah,
have one grumpy Irish man and one British man. So
slightly
yeah,
out of it.
yeah. Can you do the awards, please? What are the awards we have?
We have the Chris Flenshaw Award for Most Promising. We have the Keanu Taylor Award of Excellence for Most Wooden. We have Underrated for characters we've just enjoyed, and Who Needs Slapping Down for, annoyance is
Why is the
where we starting.
Chrissy CC? What's his board?
Don't worry, you had a second C in there.
Uh, okay.
Just Chrissy C.
Chrissy CC.
Chrissy CC doesn't exist.
Yeah, but it's consultation. Consultation
Sorry.
award. The consultation award or whatever.
Yeah, I don't get what you're saying, but yeah, let's do it. Most Promising though.
Shave those fucking tits.
What do you mean? They're not even as gross as they could be.
Just
He's
wanted to
giving me
say that
abuse.
line. Just wanted to say
Giving
that
me
line.
abuse.
Wanted to say that
Do you want to
line.
go?
I don't want to call. You'll still beat my ass.
Got some pent banger.
You'll still beat my ass. With a broken
Even with a dodgy leg.
Yeah.
Right. Most Promising. I can appreciate that they're trying to give Avani a lot of very serious material. Obviously, it's kind of proving. We always wondered why they'd cast Avani to be an older actress playing like a teenage role. And now, judging her body of work, you can kind of understand that maybe they wanted someone a little bit older, a little bit more mature to actually tackle this sort of material. So,
Yeah.
fair enough.
I'm going to go for the same because it's the most Oh, actually, I'll go for George and what's her name? Nicola. As that was pretty good. I'm looking forward to the future of that. I guess next is the Keanu Taylor Award of Excellence. The KT
Suki's Suki's willingness to compromise. The answer's no. We're doing this, and you're gonna fucking agree with it. All right, sound. Cheers, Suki. Appreciate that one. Yeah. We'll think about a kid. I have a kid right now. I got a kid on line 2 that we can have right now. Are you in? I don't know.
I repeat, there's a baby at the door. Open the door.
But yeah, Suki's willingness to compromise. Very wooden.
Imagine just doing Call of Duty call outs for fucking like about a baby. The baby has shit itself.
I don't know.
The baby has shit itself. What will we do? What am I giving to Jean getting a dart in the arm, because it reminds me of when Sean gets a dart in the head in Shaun of the Dead.
Nice.
Yeah. Underrated.
I don't know. I can't give it to Oscar again, so I'll give it to Penny.
Yeah. I'm giving it to Billy being robbed out of Dr. Dre's. So yeah.
Oh, Doc Martens.
Doc Martens, yeah.
No, Dr. Martens rather. Sorry.
Dr. Martin. Wish he was wearing a bit of Link Erie, to be honest. And underrated. Or who needs slapping down?
Suki. Suki.
Suki it is. Zucchini
And
it is.
EastEnders for making us talk about this on a week where I'm screwed. Fuck you. Give this to me on a better week, and I'll actually do a good job of talking about it.
Fair enough. And now it is time for the after show. So, you want to go talk about it, or do you want to leave it?
Do you have any offerings first?
I'm going to go grab a drink because I'm fucking thirsty. So.
Well, all right. I'll talk to myself.
If you want, I can pause the recording.
Nah, it's fine. I'll just talk about videos. So obviously the next scripted video has been completed. I'll reiterate once again. It is an iceberg, so it is talking. It's once again talking about slightly more darker topics. I guess since the last week, I think last week was obviously when the Evil EastEnders video came out, and I was a little bit I was a little bit sad as to how it performed, because I kind of had my expectations like I kind of set my expectations like the Christmas video essay, where I was like, oh, I got like 2K views, but then I had to remember that it did come out at Christmas, and we had that Martin Platt video come out, which got like 5K views. So like, it probably wasn't going to be the right necessary time. But I will say I was very happy seeing all the comments that said, hey, good video, really enjoyed it. I'd love to see more of this. So obviously that was a nice little reminder of like, hey, we do have a core audience who are going to kind of try enjoy and kind of see what we're up to and try help us forward in trying to develop like more stuff. So I was both, I don't know, because in my brain I'd reached I feel like a lot of people can do it, where if you've ever thought about making content or doing anything like that, when you first do it, you have this like unwavering belief that whatever you make will become insanely successful and it'll pop off. And like, why else would you be doing it? You're not making a video to go, I'm going to get 10 views and then it's not going to happen. You're living in that dream. And doing this video and doing the 6 Most Evil EastEnders kind of gave me back that naivety, that kind of, I say naivety, that innocence, that kind of, that optimism. It gave me that kind of real excitement to, do it again. And it's worked out well, because this last week I have worked on the next video. We started a week ago on Monday. I polished off the script that Piggy had worked on, and then I polished off the script. Piggy did the narration. Once again, this is this is Piggy's like first video that he's like solely doing the narration on. So it kind of, and it's all done. So now we kind of opt to the stance where now we're kind of pivoting towards, now we're going to look towards filling the gap, because I wasn't expecting to get this video done so quickly, but in doing so, it now means we can probably spend the next like month, because the typical release schedule is probably going to be like, 24th, 25th, 26th, like last Friday of the month for these big scripted videos.
Yeah.
So obviously now we've got a big gap where I think the next video I'm going to kind of be working on the side is a Hollyoaks one. But we're also kind of using this little bit of space to kind of, I don't know how ridiculous it sounds, but to do some of the Christmas content and get all that stuff kind of go in the can, so we don't have to. So unlike last year, I don't need to spend 2 weeks doing 12-hour editing days getting the Christmas video essay done, and it wasn't even that good. So fingers crossed it all works out well.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to edit 2002 now, but that should be fine. Because I originally had it up, but I butchered.
Yeah.
Do I have any thoughts on their new scripted video coming out?
Yeah. They still mention iceberg. We just call it the iceberg.
I can't wait for the video to come out. I narrate it. I do. It's a bit hard to understand me sometimes because I do that. So it's kind of getting used to it. It's a learning ball, a curveball, or learning ball, whatever the fucking term is.
Curveball, learning curve, either or.
Curve to your teeth.
I mean, it's that weird thing where, like, obviously, with me doing this for a good chunk of time, if there's one maybe flaw, maybe positive, I will firmly believe in the shit that I do. Unwavering support in the things I do. But also, when doing these kind of projects, like, Piggy's not really done too much like narration stuff before. And I remember being there. I remember when I was like first doing it, and it's about that thing where, you do have a bit of an accent. Sometimes it may be a little bit hard to understand, but there are subtitles on all the videos. So the subtitles are there if you can't understand it. And alternatively, everybody's got to start somewhere. So
yeah. Anything else? You need me to discuss?
Anything else on the iceberg?
I enjoyed the topic that was used for it. It was fun putting that together. Oh Jesus, don't mind me. I'm just checking if there's anything on the 6 Most Evil EastEnders. I'll check that in a second. I enjoyed how it came out. I've only seen the first 10-15 minutes of it. Because I was going to watch it and then no, but I did watch the first 15 minutes. And I'm enjoying the final product. I will say that much. I hope people.
Yeah, fair enough.
I hope people enjoy. I hope people enjoy it, and even if you don't enjoy it, it's fair enough with me. As long as you support the channel, that's all that matters to me. You can leave a dislike. You can say I'm shit. I personally will take it. Because even backlash is better than nothing in my eyes. Even if 10 people call me shit and one person calls me gay, that's still a win in my eyes, Don't know why I'm thinking of 2015 insults, but still.
Yeah.
But like, it's my first main narration. I can do more, but like these are probably asterisk types. I only really appear to do some of them. I wanted to do this one. This was my idea to do this one. We got like
yeah.
Well, it was Ash's idea, but
not fucking really. It was my idea.
No, I know it was your idea,
but we decided you were gonna narrate it.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Fuck it,
claiming that he came up with the idea.
Yeah, well, okay. Can I not stroke my own ego, please?
No.
I'll let you stroke your ego on camera, but you don't let me. This is not on. This is unfair. I demand workers' rights.
Stroke your ego about things that you come up with.
Your mom. But yeah, I enjoyed this. There's not much more I could say on it because it is. I just appear. That's that's really it. I don't do anything
I
else.
think the one of the next icebergs we do, I'm stealing it though. I have to. The bucket list has to show that I did narrate an iceberg at some point. It has to be done.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah, just I've been coming up with a bunch of cool ideas that we could do. And I don't know. It seems like if it keeps going, because now that's what 2 videos in the can over like what 2 weeks. The one did take 5 months, but the other took like what 1-2 weeks. So fingers crossed, if I kind of keep this going, we should actually start to kind of go into like a nice little golden age of scripted content, which I think is like I said, I've always been kind of angling it. It is the next kind of necessary step of the channel. So it's exciting, and I want to see it. Probably have some of my. I think my only slight issues with the icebergs. I probably could have done a better job of scripting some of the topics, but I think it turned out alright. It's a decent first attempt, and considering literally nobody else is ever going to make an EastEnders iceberg. Like, you know what? I can still be proud of what it turned out to be. So yeah, it's we're getting there. We are getting there.
Yeah, we are slowly progressing into the future of watching Walford. My camera's finally at 1080p, 60 frames per second with a new monitor. Let's go. That was fun. I got that monitor. Yeah, my beard is growing well. I'm visiting Ash at the end of August because I'm seeing the wrestling. So I decided to do my November visit in August. I'm only staying for a day, I'm there for the Tuesday, Wednesday, and I go home on the Thursday. That's good. I'm gonna try and get a late train on the Tuesday, just so I'm not really up in these girls. Yeah, that's why we're recording all the Christmases early. So we have nearly all the videos done. Yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say. Anything you want to say on that, or anything on the visit? Because this is August by the time this comes out, the 3rd.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be right. A bunch of sets have to make the bed. I haven't made up the bed yet. Can't be fucking do that.
I can't wait till I come
And now,
over.
bloody hell, I've got a gammy ankle. I can't do it. Bloody hell, he's sleeping on the floor.
Fair enough. I'll sleep on the floor. Just put the mattress there. Fine.
But yeah, a lot of exciting stuff. I don't know. I've used up all my energies. The second the camera goes off, the tiredness is gonna set in. It's gonna be like, yeah. Oh, you doing anything? No.
Do you? I just want to briefly, because this is my platform, I want as well. I just want to briefly talk about this new law being brought into the EU and the UK for online safety, if you don't mind, if I'm allowed to do that.
Won't even be the most controversial thing to come out of this podcast.
So if you don't know, the UK government and possibly the EU and possibly the United States are introducing a law. Well, this law has been brought into effect in the UK as of now, where you need to verify your age when you, how can I put this, access to the adult website, Pornhub and all that.
I mean, it's not just adult websites.
Yeah,
just anything with possibly adult material.
I should clarify. Yes, that's what. But it was stated it's to prevent children from accessing porn. That's what it was blueprint as. And then people went, mate, why do I need to verify my age on fucking Wikipedia? And it's like,
why do I need to verify my age to visit r/cider?
And then people slowly realized maybe this isn't what people actually signed up for, because no one really asked for this. And my favorite bit to come out of this was they put up like a petition, and I think it's where you get 100k signatures you have to bring up in Parliament. They got over 300.
Well,
they got over.
Have to. They will say there's a petition. We're not addressing it. See ya.
But hear me out. So they got over 300k, right? And the government responded, going, "Well, fuck you. We're not removing it. Fuck you." And then people, Yeah, and people went, "Oh no." I'm not a fan of this, right? I'm not a fan of this because I don't think the internet should. Well, you shouldn't have access if you're a child. You shouldn't. You know, you're a teenager, sure, but it is the wild west. Like, why
I mean,
you?
I've got my general takes on it. Like, yeah, sure, it shouldn't entirely be a bad thing to cut off access to adult material because you do stumble onto it on the internet, and maybe it could be some form of corrupting force. I'm not going to go full fucking American purist and be like, this is the sign of the devil. Like, people want to blow their beans, who cares? But it's just kind of, I don't know, it's just the approach. Like, the internet is fairly unregulated, and what the fuck does the government really get to take from it? Like, if I really had to put my tinfoil hat on, it also just feels like they're trying to train like AI. It feels like they're trying to just train AI like facial recognition models, and I feel like as a kind of country and as like a demographic, we don't really know what the whole point is, and whatever they say the point's going to be, there's going to be a lot of ulterior motives to doing it. I'm not against it fundamentally because if you do actually want to do it, you just fucking verify it.
I mean, yeah, but there's a lot of problems with it. Is the problem? Is
Yeah, there are for sure.
the reason they gave is to protect children online, which you look at, you go, okay, but then you realize it's not only affecting these adult websites; it's affecting much more. It's literally like, how can I put it? It's literally like browsing the internet without an ad blocker on. They're like forcing you to verify for literally everything. Like it's coming to Spotify. If you don't verify your age or you don't show ID, your account will be delisted and deactivated. In the United States, it's coming to YouTube, where they have to do it, which will eventually come to the UK and Ireland. Okay, you know. Um, so it's not only going to affect like Reddit, um, but where my problem lies is it's a shady software because they're like, yeah, your data's going to be stored, and I'm like, yeah, but that's going to be breached. Let's be honest. The government's like,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, exactly. What if it gets breached and suddenly, here's a bunch of basically ID pictures? You just sell that shit. You just sell that shit on fucking driver's licenses. You know what I mean?
like my problem lies in the fact, right, where it's like, oh, there's an airplane flying over my house. Um, can't really hear it. But my problem lies in the fact of like the government's like 3D place where they're storing it is like the fucking back end of like sellotape. Like it's not really like they're gonna say it's this high end
I
software.
mean, if we just take the NHS is like servers are getting fucked every point in time because they're on really old hardware, and like it's not like they can fix it because they would need to update way too much and it's too much effort. Like, yeah, I get the anger is just a lot of distrust because like, yeah, sure you're doing it, but for what's the actual reason? I don't hate the idea of the actual reason. I don't hate the idea of it. Maybe as a kid you shouldn't see fucking something horrifically graphic and see any of the videos of people's heads rolling, hypothetically speak. Maybe you shouldn't see all that depraved shit. But it's really taken the angle that people take where they think that playing games are gonna turn you into a fucking mass murderer. It's like there's clearly more to this. Like there's clearly more going on here. It's a kind of it feels like a overbearing kind of overreach of like some trying to be some authoritarian shit. Because at what point do they just go, yeah, we're actually gonna take control of everything you do and it's all gonna be monitored? It's like, what are we in fucking China? Like, come on. Let's not fucking go that far.
I will point out as well that Visa and Mastercard are also forcing Steam and .io, I think, to remove a lot of games. Like a lot of, it's not just porn games; it's a lot of adult games. Most of them are
On
porn games.
on fucking itch.io it is though.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
that's its whole industry, motherfucker. That's its whole industry. The whole industry. Itch.io is a fucking site for indie devs and fucking porn game makers. They're fucked. It's like when fucking OnlyFans stopped doing adult content. Like, brother, that's your whole model.
You mean
That's the whole
Tumblr?
point of your shit. I'm pretty sure OnlyFans said they were banning they were banning like NSFW content at some point. I swear that was a thing.
I'm pretty sure you're confusing it for Tumblr, where Tumblr was the place for porn. And then...
I mean, yeah, Tumblr does exist, but genuinely, it didn't last, of course. But I'm pretty sure there was a big thing where they went, we're going to get rid of adult content.
But, what am I trying to say? And then also Fansly has removed the fact that you can't do... Don't ask me why I know this. Please don't. But...
Yeah, they did do it, and then they reversed it.
Oh, fair
enough. It was in like 2021.
Oh, fair enough. But don't ask me how I know this. Fansly have also removed...
Tumblr did the same thing as well.
Yeah. But Fansly have also removed the fact that you can't do pet play on their website. Don't ask me how I know this. Please don't ask me how I know this. I watched a YouTuber tell me that...
Your name is Piggy?
Yeah. But yeah, so it is just the fact that people are getting more and more controlling. Like, I heard the next game to be banned might be Boulder Gates 3 for some reason. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But I just don't agree with like you shouldn't have to verify go on YouTube or Spotify or Reddit. Okay, for most of Reddit, you shouldn't have to verify most of it. Twitter, well, especially Twitter, you probably do have to verify. But you know what I mean? It's just, it's not our responsibility.
Well, it kind of used to be a thing, right? You theoretically couldn't have a YouTube account till you were like 13 or whatever. And then if you're not 13, you go, I'm 73. Like, it's just how it is. Like, there are always ways around it. It's just now it's kind of got a bit more infrastructure around it. But like I said, I don't hate the idea. Like, yeah, sure, maybe as a 13-year-old, you shouldn't be seeing someone take fucking back shots. Like, maybe you shouldn't be seeing that at that age. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe it's probably a good thing that you shouldn't be exposed to kind of the more adult stuff, because once you fucking stop being innocent, you can't go back. It's like trying to crawl back into the womb. It's not happening. It's not fucking happening. You're out now. You can't go back in. Like, and yeah, sure, obviously, fucking just seeing someone blow their beans isn't really gonna completely remove the innocence, but it kind of adds a new facet to a part of your personality that you'll probably come to develop and get invested in. Like, I don't hate it as an idea, but the way it's been enforced is a bit cheeks.
And there was another thing I was going to bring up. Oh yeah, YouTube have removed the fact that we can swear in the first 2 minutes now, and our videos won't get demonetized. So let's fucking go. Yeah.
Oh.
What? You still hear me? Oh, there you are. You froze for a second, and I just heard you laugh. Yeah. YouTube have removed the fact that you can now swear in the first 2 minutes. Let's fucking go.
It's more importantly 7 seconds, I think, was the angle.
Ah, 7
Not
seconds.
that anybody actually didn't swear for 7 seconds. If you don't know, if you've never been involved, also kind of ironically, Piggy's end cut out for me, so YouTube, stop censor it. Like fucking crazy. But yeah, if you don't know, to peel that curtain, essentially on YouTube, how we kind of viewed it is you don't swear in the first minute, and then you typically fine to get monetized. And now you can swear in the first 7 seconds, so you can start a video saying "fuck." Although I still am not sure if we could say like kill, murder, death. Like, don't know if that stuff's fine. Probably should be fine, but it's YouTube. Like, and the funniest bit about the announcement is the guy did say, unlike the 1 minute 30 mark, he just went, "Oh, so what is strong profanity? Fuck." That was pretty good. It was pretty funny the way it was shown. Because it's like this, like it's this hipster looking guy with like ginger curly hair. Oh, YouTube finally changing their things. What the fuck is that? I have fucking talcum powder on me. Fucking, I'm living in the future. But it's like some hipster looking guy saying like, yeah, YouTube's changed its policies. Also, the one thing I will say, the one thing I'm not going to enjoy is I'm not going to enjoy a lot of processes being made to be AI, because AI fucking sucks. Like the age verification thing, it's all AI shit. Like, It's garbage. It's just going to be garbage. And like, why the fuck are we actually going to have to deal with like AI shit? Can't even draw hands for fuck's sake. Yeah, we're trusting AI to fucking be involved in all our systems. Fuck, it's terrible. Yeah, sure, it's still getting better. Still can't draw fucking 5 fingers on a hand. Or, well, and a thumb, but 4 fingers and a thumb. But, you know, nice try, AI, not catching me out. Just, yeah, fuck 'em. What were we actually talking about?
Oh, YouTube removing the swearing.
Oh, yeah, but it's a nice thing. I mean,
I
I get that it's the idea that they were kind of operating on a standard that they were going to try not. They were going to try to appeal to like normal advertising standards, but it is also YouTube, so TV.
So I do have a question, right? I do have a question I want to propose, right? So if air verification is going on YouTube in the United States, surely we should be allowed to say the C word. Surely we should be allowed.
No,
Because
YouTube's an American company.
Yeah, but surely then
I mean, I wouldn't want to be busting out the C word in these videos.
I would. Like if I wanted to
Now time to talk about EastEnders. Maybe we don't need to use that strong profanity. I'll use it in like normal day-to-day shit, but
we should be allowed to say it.
It's like going on the radio and just being like, it's like waking up to the radio at 6 a.m. It's like morning, you, and then like maybe you don't need to swear at 6 in the morning. Maybe you're fine.
I don't know, mate. I prefer to swear at 6 in the morning. You know.
Yeah, well, you're not getting that 6 a.m. radio gig, are you?
I might. Believe in the process, brother. I guess we ended there nearly. There's not much to add. We had some text, we had some not so every text, we had text. I've been messing around with this figure. Mrs. Fantastic, the Invisible Woman from the Fantastic Four movie. All the other figures arrive in the next few days. See?
Kind of fun that they didn't have the balls to make an invisible figure. Pussies.
Well, it would have to be translucent like Jesus, so...
Exactly.
Which he's somewhere back there is translucent Jesus. But yeah, we will see you on the next one. Bye bye.